Namaskaram Andi. Adha Varse Subhanallah. Good morning, Holy Spirit. So today we start Tibetan box breathing. Tibetan box breathing, the first step is called, so preparing the legs like a soldier's. Ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam. Tapping. Tapping is the best way to increase the bone density. Bone density depends on the load factor and frequency factor. The more quick frequency, the more tapping frequency, and the entire load of the leg, that is only the way to increase the bone density quickly. That is only the way to strengthen the muscle, to increase the muscle density. Tap density means what? So, in a glass, you take a flour or you take a sugar and you go on tapping on the table, and as you can see, so that entire sugar in the glass goes on sinking. So the density and goes on increasing. You can fill more sugar by tapping. If you don't tap it, it's called a bulk density. So for us, tap density is very, very important. So by tapping, the entire science of tapping, whether you do a tap dance in the Western, or whether you do tap dance in a classical Kuchipudi or a Bharatanatyam in India, the tapping is meant to increase, to strengthen the joints, especially in the woman. Porosity increases and the density comes down. So it's very important to increase the bone and muscle density. So it helps in the Tibetan box breathing. So wearing a feng shui shoe, so they practice this. So this is the first step. It's called first kind of preparation, box breathing, like we call upavinyasa. So ekam dvenam trinam, 1, 2, 3. In Sanskrit, ekam dvenam trinam. So we start. Ekam dvenam trinam, 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 ekam dvenam trinam. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 7 rounds, just 7 rounds, not more than that. So your entire foot vibrates and entire body vibration goes. In Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Swatmanama explains, everything is with the vibration. You can set frequency of the cell potential by vibration. So the science is based on the vibration, the tapping. So now the second one is called, so one is single leg, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, alternate leg. So this is the first step. Now the second step in this is lifting and like this. Lifting arm and dropping down. Ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam. What have you noticed? Coordination. When your left leg goes, right arm. Completely relaxed. When right leg goes up, left arm. Observe it. It's only single one. Ekam dvenam trinam, 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 ekam dvenam trinam. This is the second step. 7 times if you tap, that is good enough. You can do triple also, like ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, or single step. Now the third step is called box breathing first. So it's always done with the breath, fast breathing, forced inhalation, forced exhalation, very powerful way of making the lungs residual volume zero and increasing the lungs capacity. So throwing out carbon dioxide is very heavy. So throwing out is very, very important. So that is only the way to increase the tidal volume of the lungs. That is the reason, so Tibetan's practice is based on forced inhalation, forced exhalation, short inhalation, short exhalation. And now we go into third step. Ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam, ekam dvenam trenam. Here you lift your leg up, tap, lift, down, up, down, like a soldier marching. But this, so your legs should be strong because the distance you are lifting is very high. You are moving the knee away from the center of gravity, so the load is more, so then your foot should not damage. That's why if you wear a basketball shoe or volleyball shoe or any shoe for Tibetan box breathing, it is good so that your heel doesn't get damaged. So your Achilles tendon and your Achilles bone doesn't get damaged. So now the second box breathing. Relax, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Free your shoulders, abhyantara chalana, freeing your scapula and freeing your rhomboid. Freeing rhomboid means inhale, exhale, inhale. This movement lifts, frees your rhomboid. Exhale, inhale, drop your arms, free your arms. And your right foot perpendicular to the left foot. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Now, so we practice, so type 1 box breathing, what we have done. Now we go into, so type 2 box breathing or the actual box breathing which we practice many steps of the box breathing. Preparatory box breathing, type A box breathing is over. So actually type B box breathing is called box breathing. So now we begin. So in this, the first one is this, and when you jump, so free your shoulders and preparing. It is only plantar flexion, so keeping your forefoot into the front, lifting your heel up and tapping. This is how. So your tapping has to be like this. So it has to be lifted and just dropped. Understand lifting and just dropping, lifting and just dropping, lifting and dropping. So now, when you do that, your abdomen has to completely move, entire body. Your body is like a bean bag. So imagine your trunk is like a bean bag with full of water inside. So when you lift the bean bag and drop it, when you shake that bean bag up and down, you imagine how the water moves in the bean bag, in the balloon. A water-filled balloon, if you are moving it, and how it goes up and down. So that is the purpose of doing this box breathing. And that's the way exactly to do it, so that the blood circulation enormously increases, entire intestinal, entire alimentary canal or GI tract gets thoroughly excited. Your pancreas, your liver and your stomach and everything gets thoroughly excited. Blood circulation across your abdominal rectors, where your fat deposition is there, across your adipose tissue, the blood circulation increases. So once the blood circulation increases, that is only the way to dissolve the fat. So the way to dissolve the fat is increasing the blood circulation, not loading how much pressure, how much resistance you are applying. You should understand. So the purpose of the Tibetan box breathing is to increase the blood circulation by doing it. This is a way For a beginner, doing a yogic kriyas like Agnisar, fire breathing, bellow breathing, and so belly breathing and fire breathing. So these are all the excellent breathing techniques in pranayama. For that, Nauli, so churning the abdomen, but for a beginner they are very difficult. Whether you are obese or whether you are lean, but this is the best way Tibetans practice. So how you do it? So watch it. The entire body, your shoulders, as if you are lifted and dropped down, as if you are lifted and dropped down, as if you are lifted, dropped down. That is exactly what you are supposed to experience. Let us observe Bhavana, how she does it. Come on, Bhavana. So look at her shoulders lift, and the easiness of the plantar flexion is not easy like. Of course, you can see my skill. So even to that extent is fine. Come on, once again. Not bad. You have to see how your abdomen moves actually in this. So let me show you how the abdomen moves. This is the position of abdomen you have. This is how your body looks when you practice yoga. At the beginning when you do it, when you hold like this. Now from here, so you observe how we free it. That is a tightening, resistance. But now you observe how the abdomen moves while you have to pull in like that. You can see how Taranga Nauli, abdomen moving up and down. You have to little bit pull the abdomen, easy the abdomen, little bit pull it, and your abdomen is swinging up and down. There's a way you quickly, all internals gets exercised. So this is a more powerful than the fire breathing. So in Tibetan box breathing, that's why when you jump, so that's why Krishnamacharya talks about Uddhiyan, Uddhiyan, Uddhiyan. So this is everywhere in everything in Tibetan breathing, you have Uddhiyan. So it is not, so you go like this and you only perform, like this. It is not like that. They are all adepts. But every day morning, the first thing when you get up, or when I get up, what I practice is this. Before I brush my teeth, before I wash my face, before I gargle water in my mouth, before I shave. So what first thing I do is drinking, as soon as I get up, drinking water, emptying out the abdomen and doing this. So it allows 10-15 minutes after your bowels will be free. That's the reason, and this is a way to free your bowels. So all gases gets expelled and your motion will be free. So this is how it has to be done. There is a little bit, observe the abdomen very keenly when you do it. That's the way you do it. Tapping. So you are doing plantar flexion. Ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam, ekam dvenam trinam. Abdomen, entire body. That's the way you practice. And again, Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Free your arms, freeing the scapula, freeing the trapezius. Inhale, exhale. We are working at 60% of heart rate, maximum heart rate, 60% of maximum heart rate. So that is a reference. It is a very good endurance practice. So intensity practice, very good endurance practice. Very quickly, your heart, why are we moving? Because your heart only can be extended, expanded laterally. Can be expanded not laterally, linearly, longitudinally. That's called longitudinal eccentric contraction. So the entire movement is up and down. So quick way of increasing end-diastolic value. That's why you will notice within 4 weeks or 8 weeks, your lungs capacity enormously increases. Very powerful breathing technique it is. Now the second one. Here we have done it in plantar flexion, remember? When I say and do it, I can't pull the abdomen much inside. So when I am doing it, when I don't say and do it, I can pull my abdomen and do it. So that's what you have to notice. So while you listen, you can easily do it. This is how we have to perform the first one. The inhale, exhale. The second one is similar. And here also your entire body, you can see the chest moves like a bean bag and full of water, or a balloon with the water. All body internals move up and down. And it has a powerful effect on your exercising all internal organs. There is no exercise which works on exercising systematically like this on internal organs. Now, the second one in this box breathing is this, the next one. Third one is stretching arms into front and doing the same. Your chest should be upright. And ekam dvenam trinam. Always 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Your legs here. And once again, keeping your arms into the front. If your heart rate is high already, once again, take short interval. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Drop your arms. Why these chalas are important? It's because when you jump, your trapezius, there is a chance it gets strained, so that it gets eased. The muscle gets freed when you do this. Very important for those having stressful life or a cervical issues. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, drop your arms, free your arms. Now we do second round, so like this, 7 rounds and but for me to demonstrate it to you, I am repeating. So once again, we do the same, we repeat. Hands, no tension. So just let me see how Bhavana does it. As if you're floating flying in the air, you have to jump. I see, good. But still, when I look at her arms, the freeness of arms, you have to just throw your arms into front and pull them back, not holding. It is like this. Have you seen the difference? How my arms just thrown out. Your body should look like you're flying in the air. You can see tension in her arms, the resistance in her arms. The resistance, inertia, prevents acceleration, means you're unnecessarily straining yourself. Entire yoga is converting moment of inertia into acceleration, conservation of energy. That's the reason everything is very important. Not only range of motion, but agility, how freely, how easily your arms are moving, how easily. There shouldn't be any, if you're a good yoga practitioner, means there shouldn't be any tension in any muscle. Once you free, free. You have seen when I tighten the muscle is tight. But now you can see when I'm jumping how everything is so free. That is speciality of Krishnamacharya. If you want to live long, your muscle should be like that, so soft. But when you tighten it, you can feel it. But when you do the Tibetan box breathing, you can see then your heart capacity increases. Not only oxygen consumption increases, but oxygen delivery increases. Not only metabolic capacity increases, but metabolic power increases. These are the two entirely different. So increasing for a beginner, increasing metabolic capacity is important. But for an adept, metabolic power is very important. So this is the quick way of increasing metabolic capacity and metabolic power.
So, when you do the detox, a complete, all the digest proteolytic, proteasome, autophagy, lysosome, all kinds of enzymes should be there. So, this is the world's best, highest active enzyme complex it is. Okay. So, I want to show you what happens inside when you take. So, why you have to add? This is your staple rice, for example. So, what I do every day, evening curd rice. So, this is our latest digestive enzyme, you can see this. So, this much is, half a scoop of this comes to 500 mg, approximately 500 mg. So, one scoop may not even come 1 gram, okay. So, 500 mg. So, approximately it is 500 mg, for example. So, now I have added, I should have, if I heat it, it is easy, little bit of water I add, so that it becomes easy. Suppose now I mix curd, and now I added this, little bit I added this. You can see, after addition what happens. First I am mixing before I pour the water. Temperature helps. How much temperature? The enzyme less than 65 degrees temperature. Okay, it is anyway, this is cold. But you can see how already digestion started as I mix. At the cold temperature itself, it was very cold. But now you can see how it started liquid. Now this is the rice which you can see. Now I will mix it. This is our rice. This is one of the best indigenous rice of the best quality. You want to control your diabetes, we have red rice. And so the jawar, ours is a jawar, a cereal, which is very effective in controlling your blood sugar. In the night you can have a jawar. So, it is a kind of a millet, okay. Now you can see, I will add, you can see already the water started. It just takes few minutes. Now this is a curd and this is a hot water. For cereal I add, even for this also I add. So temperature affects the digestive enzymes to work quickly, because inside your body almost 40 degrees temperature, right? So now into this first let us see how already it has become liquid. You can see cereal has become dry cereal. How cooked it is becoming watery. You can see clearly the more I am mixing, how it is becoming enzymatic. So what the Nobel Prize went, what are the root cause of all the diseases? Lack of enzymes. Lack of enzymes. You see now the cereal, how it becomes. How beautifully it becomes, you see.